is good, yo? It's your boy Ty, back here with another video. And in this video today, we are going to be talking about defense in NBA 2K21 MyTEAM. And not only that, I'm not just going to be doing a tutorial versus somebody in Unlimited. This is going to be from a competitive game that I played last night, the best defensive game that I have played all year long. So with this, I don't press, okay? And so it's kind of a different thing for me, is because when you watch a defensive video for me, or when you see me normally play, you see me press. In this game, I didn't press because my opponent is good against the press, and so that's kind of how things went. But I want you guys to really take into consideration everything I'm saying. I'm going to talk about the X switch. For those of you guys who don't know what that is, you're going to find out today. I'm going to be talking about how pick and roll coverage, my rotations, all of that in this video today to try to help you guys build a better defensive foundation. Now, before we dive any further, shout out to my opponent, So, who I did play in this game. This was actually a Final Four of a $500 Players Lounge tournament. So it was kind of a big game, and obviously it was a very low scoring game at that. So a very defensive minded game. But we're going to be breaking down everything in that. Before we dive any further, if you are new to my channel and have not yet, please consider smashing that subscribe button. We're on the road to 80,000 subscribers. Also smash that like button to help me out greatly. So obviously, offensively, we're not going to really be talking about much in this video. We're really going to be talking about defense. So the big thing here, again, I don't press. I'm not going to press at all, but I do press the ball with, whoever this is. So Ben here presses the ball, and that's an X switch right there, okay? So what an X switch does, okay, I'm going to kind of be breaking it down to you, is, okay, when I did it, when I switched on to Kawhi, right now I X switch. So on PlayStation, when you hold down the X button, or if you're on Xbox, when you hold down the A button, it's going to make your CPU switch something. So sometimes if I'm on Kawhi, if I run more towards Ben is going to now guard Kawhi. My Kawhi is going to now guard Ben, if that makes sense. Now, since I X switched and I was kind of low, you're going to see Yao rotate up to Kawhi. Kawhi rotate down to Yao, and they're going to switch like that. So it's just a way of switching some stuff. You guys can see X switch there. And that forced him to cut, right? My Kawhi dropped down to the corner, so Yao could kind of play with two at one, and it forced the cut. We'll just watch it in full speed here so you guys get a kind of good, accurate representation. X switch here. His Yao cuts, I can play 2 at 1 perfectly, get a tip, and then we're out running the other way. So that's just something to kind of look at in this video. Obviously, he got a pluck right there, kind of a fluky thing. Nothing I can do about it. So I'm in a scramble situation again, and this is just kind of how to guard 5 out. This is how I do it. A lot of X switching, and that's the thing. A lot of rotations. I press up pretty good. I don't want to give up any threes, so that's just part of it as well. Another great defensive possession. He just ultimately ended up scoring. I green a 3 on the other end, and then we're back into it. Not pressing, but applying just a little bit of pressure. He 5 outs a lot, so you guys are going to see kind of how I did it. Another X switch right there, okay? Then that's the best way to guard 5 out, is X switching, okay? And then at this point, you're just flying around. I deserve to steal there, but you're just flying around, showing different bodies, showing different looks, sometimes double teaming, and right there we get another steal and showtime slam. So a great start to the day, or to the game, really trying to just make your opponent uncomfortable. I talk about that quite a bit, just making your opponent uncomfortable. Here again, since Ben's in good position, I don't really feel the need, but I still X switch there. If you run up with Kawhi and you hold X or A, he's going to switch, okay? And what this does really for your opponent is it just shows them a different look. They're thinking Ben's going to slide out the picture. You rotate up with Kawhi. And one thing I like about my lineup is I can switch everything. So although I don't switch every screen, it just gives me something to do. Again, he's in position where I felt like I could guard 2 with 1 right there. Got out of position. He just missed it. He got the board put back. But again, a good defensive possession. That's all I can really take away from that. Next defensive possession here. Again, applying just a little bit of pressure, whether it's with Ben or whoever is guarding the inbounder. Just showing different looks. That's really all I did there. Bobo gets a crazy chase down block animation. Low-key got blessed there. Another defensive possession here. He's got his bench shooting into the game. I see Hidu Turkoglu just trying to show different looks. That's a great defensive possession. That's not an easy bucket. I had a chance to get a block, and it's a tough 2. That's the big thing. trying to limit your opponent's, opportunities. I got blessed right there. But here's another defensive possession. Every possession, you guys are going to see my opponent get into a 5-out. And that's what traditionally I've had the most trouble guarding. But with X switching and showing just different looks, there's another just switch. I don't know if I X switched that or if it just automatically happened. Then brought a double team, just mixing up looks. You guys are not going to see me bring a double team every possession. You're not going to see me X switch every possession. I just mix up the looks. Here's another time. I didn't send a double team, but I brought 2 bodies and 7 seconds on the clock. Can I get a stop? I deserve a stop, but does that mean I'm going to get one? Another X switch right there. A perfect opportunity for me to do an X switch because Yao just runs to the corner. If I let Yao guard this, it's an easy bucket. X switch, Yao runs to the corner. He has nothing to do with it, nowhere to go with the ball. I get a good stop right there, and we're running the other way. Kawhi Leonard, I don't know if I get a bucket here or not, but it doesn't matter. I end up getting a 3 on that possession, and it's just like the defense so far. I send a double team right there. He's rattled. He's absolutely rattled. I get another deflection, and I'm pretty sure he fouls me on the break there. Just such great defense early on in this game, up 16-6. And so is good. He's a top 5 player on the entire Xbox console, so it's not like I'm playing a bad opponent. The big thing here is I didn't press the entire game. It's just all showing different looks. They're rotating from the corner up, no X switch, no real double teams. But it's just, that's a tough shot. And the big thing for that shot right there is objectively, it wasn't a bad shot. It wasn't a bad shot, but he was so rattled that he took it moving, right? It was wide open, but it was a moving shot because he was so rattled from the defense I've been playing. I'm out of position here, and that's just good offense. I mean, I could have maybe done something more, but this is just good offense. You see how he kind of manipulates the pick and roll here. I bring it from Simmons. I've kind of ran myself out the play. Green light. It's just good shot. And sometimes you just got to give your opponent credit where credit is due. He deserves credit for that shot, and I will give it to him every day of the week. And so that's part of the thing. I never want to allow threes, and so right there I did. That's great defense. Fantastic. I should have X switched there. I probably tried to. I didn't get it off. Still, that's immaculate defense. 24% from the corner with Intimidator. I live with that defensive possession every day of the week. That is such a tough shot. He fouls me. I get a free 2 points. But if you're just looking at our possessions, I'm getting way better shots right now than my opponent. So, and it's just a credit to my defense so far. There's another wide open. I got blessed. He did not knock that one down there. But that's just a defensive lapse right there. And you guys are starting to see, he's starting to get more used to my rotations, more used to my defensive adjustments that I've been making. So I have to keep rotating, showing him different adjustments. Here I give up a fluky bucket. Nothing you can really do about that. That's just a fluky bucket. But a good first quarter defense. You give up 14 points in a quarter, and that's not bad. Like, I average probably in comp games giving up about 80 points a game with all these overpowered cards that are out. So that's kind of it. Here's the possession. I don't do much X switching, right? So far, I've just played pretty solid, and I'm still showing different looks. And when I say that, how many times have I just played a solid possession where I'm not rotating, not really doing much? That's exactly what happened on that possession. Another possession here, he calls for a pick and roll in the backcourt, and then he's not been doing a lot of his 5-out. He's going more to a pick and roll type of offense. He could have shot that, honestly. 2K didn't let him shoot that one. And we're flying around right now. Should he maybe have gotten a bucket already? Probably. But we get another fluky block because he didn't take the open shot. And a lot of the reason he's not is just because he's uncomfortable. He's a little rattled right now. And that's part of kind of my defense, right? The way I've been playing has just made him that little bit uncomfortable. He has openings, right? But the pass windows are so tiny. Like, he has to make great reads. And that's part of it. Right there, sent 2 bodies. Probably should have X switched right there, to be honest, because I had Bobo with Yao, and then Yao would have found the opening man. But I didn't think he would go up with it. I tried running back out to Bobo because I thought he might be a little bit baited. He wasn't. Just a credit to my opponent for making a good read. Next possession here, another 5-out setting. There's an X switch. Another great X switch. And Kawhi's in position here. I can't be mad at it. Kawhi's in position. Kawhi's just a little bit small. I went for a strip instead of a block. Maybe if I go for a block, I get it there. Try getting the strip. It didn't work out for me right there. Halfway through the second quarter, and I've still only allowed 20 total points, 6 points in the quarter, I do believe, which is fine. I mean, if I allow 12, 15 points a quarter, I'm most likely going to win the game. And again, if he gets in the pass and screen away, which he's in, his hashes are going to stand kind of deep. So you can be a little more aggressive with Ben and KP right now until he starts getting in the pick and roll action, which he is now in. Again, that's just a great shot. It's a white. He's uncomfortable, but it's a great shot nonetheless. Just credit to So. And at this point, I knew. I was like, I've been playing as good of defense as you can even ask for. I have. X switch here, perfect. And that's what I'm talking about with the X switch. But honestly, I didn't start using the X switch until post 250. Even during the 250K tournament, it's not something I use. But with as many people is running 5 out as they are now, you almost have to. To stop Yao, to stop Taco, you kind of have to X switch. There, he just sent 2 bodies. That's great defense. I went up brain dead anyways. But it's just like at this stage of 2K, you have to mix up your looks. That's the main thing that I'm saying to you guys. Mix up your looks. I'm not guarding it just with KP. That's not going to work. X switch with Ben Simmons. And I'm fine with Ben guarding Yao. Ben might get me a fake stop here or there. If he makes a bucket like that, no showtime, tough 2. That's fine. That's fine. A no showtime tough 2 is something that I can honestly live with. There's a good switch from him. I don't know if he X switched it or not. Got a little mixed up there, and my Kawhi knocked it down. Let's see on the next possession here what happens. I'm up 9. And the big thing with my defense so far, not allowing showtimes, not allowing threes very often, is it's hard for your opponent to go on a big run, right? Momentum's massive in 2K. And so if you play the way I have so far, not allowing showtime dunks or any threes, it is tough for your opponent to go on a run. Ben got slid there. Maybe I could have made an adjustment there. Look at this defensive possession. That is fantastic defense. I know I didn't get a stop, but that is fantastic defense right there. It's a great possession from So. I mean, I don't know if I can score or not, but it's a great possession. I get a wide open shot for Bobo. I end up missing, and I don't grab the board somehow. I'm in a bad position, and I don't do this often. But in this type of a game, low scoring affair, I fouled on the break. I get mad when people do it against me, but that's part of being a good defensive player. Doing those little things that can make a big difference. It's a tough possession. 6 seconds on the clock. Can I get a stop? It's pretty good defense. I jumped. Yao just doesn't get the best defensive animation sometimes. So heading into halftime, he has 31 points, okay? And that's not bad defensively. If you can hold your opponent to an average of 15 points a quarter in decently competitive games, you're doing something right. Again, not going to sit there and let Yao go crazy. M-Dub, shout out to the gifted sub. But I'm not going to sit there and let Yao go crazy. He shot another white because he just isn't in his rhythm. That one went in. It is what it is. And so now it's a 2-point game, but I mean, it's not because of the lack of defense. I've been playing incredible defense. It's just a credit to So. He's battled even the tough start he got off to, and he's made things tough on me defensively too. But I got to ramp it up defensively and just find a way to get more stops. There's another time where I just send bodies. Sometimes you just got to make people make reads. Some people will dot you, but against a guy like So, who is very good at attacking the rim, that's kind of what he relies on, you got to make it tough on him. Same thing for a guy like me. If people make me make reads, sometimes I will struggle with that. And shout out, hey, Yao Ming, another Showtime slam. And he started trying to get the ball to Yao every single possession. And I started noticing it. And if he does that, I know he's in a passing screen away. Kareem gets a big bump steal, and that's just from me pressuring the ball. Sometimes I pressure the ball up the court, and that's a big D by Kareem right there. Running around the double team, trick. If you want to beat a double team, you can sometimes run around it. Got Yao for a mid-range jumper. Now the lead went from 2 to 8. Just a little mini run, and that's a big thing for me. Again, 5 out. 5 out, 5 out. That's what you see a lot of. And again, that's just a great shot. Should I have stepped up with Kareem? Absolutely. But sometimes you just get beat. And right there, I got beat. Better offense, or good offense beats great defense. So it's just the way it is. Hop step cheese for Yao on my end. And then we're back to my defensive end. The time of possession had to be so skewed in his favor. So I feel like he's had a lot more long possessions than I have. That's good D. Another great X switch. Y'all are seeing the X switch on display. If y'all wonder what the X switch is, this is how you can utilize it. Again, sending 9,000 bodies at the ball. We don't get a board, but you know where we're at. Baiting. That's such a tough shot. Another outstanding defensive display. Again, I don't play the best defense every possession, but it's possessions like these which makes me a top tier defender in the game. That's making it so tough on your opponent. You're leaking out on the other end, and you can maybe find a way to get an easy bucket. But those are the types of possessions that make or break you as far as being, the best defensive player in the game. So again, the lead went from 2 to 9, and it really started on the defensive end. If you can get stops, then it makes it a lot easier to score the rock. Another 5 out setting, you know it's coming. And look, my Yao just switched on to Danny Fair. That might not be normal for you guys to see, but for me, it's very normal. Bobo is now on sim, and that's fine. That's a blessed animation. Great defense, Ty. 2 minutes left in the third quarter. He's got 39 points. We've played incredible defense so far in this specific quarter. I know what he wants to do with LeBron. Probably is trying to 3-hunt pretty heavy. Again, great defense. You guys can see 3 dudes went at the ball there, and that's fine. Depending on who you're playing, depends on how aggressive you can be. But the X switch is useful no matter what against the 5-out setting. Here he got a steal, and that's part of it. When he scored some of his buckets, it's just been in transition. Right now, my defense isn't really set, but again, that's a tough take. I'm fine with giving up tough twos. If there's one thing you need to know about me, if you want to make a tough two, go ahead. Go right for it, because I am okay with that. Bron, again, has the ball. I know what he wants to do with Bron. Get a 3 off, switching every screen, Yao coming up. Like, I'm doing whatever it takes. No threes. That's kind of my game plan. I can always rotate, but no threes. Play that absolutely perfectly. I have Yao wide open down the court, and they made me go out of bounds, which means one thing. Looks like I'm going to have to get another stop. That's all that means. I just got to get another stop because I got hold super, super badly right there. And this was a possession of the game where it's just like, he puts it down. Kawhi, you don't pick it up? Are you kidding me? That's 2 stops already that I should have gotten. It's 2 stops already that I should have gotten. Great D. Great D, Ty. You give up a showtime, but that's great defense. Should have gotten 2 steals in the 1 possession. The majority of people in that situation might get rattled, might get down on themselves. But for me, it's just like, you can't always expect things to go your way. I come back on the other end. Kareem Green's one from the corner. And so, again, it's just all, how do you respond to some adversity? Because I'm not always going to be perfect. Kareem gets my bump steal. Can y'all pick up the ball? Please? Another. Look at where he dribbled. Right into me. Y'all want to know what happens? Great D. Great D, Ty. Great D, Ty. And then he greens it. Like, it's another possession. I felt like I should have got a steal. So it's a 5-point swing right there. And on stuff I felt like I should have got a steal on. It's fine. It is what it is. And then my Yao doesn't get the dunk off. So I go into the quarter only up 6. But the way I've been playing defense, it's going to be tough for So to come back in this game. Just because it's kind of been a grinded out type of game. There you saw the X switch. So Yao is now guarding the corner. Which it just makes it makes the gaps in my defense so much smaller when I X switch like that. If I can keep the lead at 6 or 8, it's going to be tough for So to ever come back in this game. Because, again, I don't give up a lot of threes. His buckets are pretty tough. And so that's the one thing about me so far in this game. He's not had easy buckets. Yao's guarding Taco. I hate this matchup more than about anything. So, yes, I'm going to send bodies. And look, if he throws this pass, I'm going to pause it right now. If he throws this pass right here to either the guys on the right side of the court, it's green. All he has to do is throw it to Bobo. But he's under so much pressure. He can't see everything. He's got to worry about not getting double teamed. He doesn't throw it. I have time to recover. And we're moving and grooving defensively. Look at Bobo on a great rotation from the corner up. I don't even know if I made that rotation or what. But watch Bobo rotate up. I don't know if it's because I X switch or what it was. Bobo rotates up to Yao. Gets a good contest. He just knocks it down. That's exquisite defense. I don't like using the word exquisite loosely, but that is exquisite defense if I've seen one. He throws it right there, and that's one of the biggest plays of the game. It was a 6-point lead. He threw kind of a scary right there, and instead of him, maybe scoring and getting it down to 3 or 4 points, I get on the other end with another Showtime slam. 3 minutes left in the game. Am I going to hold him to more or less than 60 points? That's really the question of the day. Again, at this point, he kind of wants a 3. I can tell, right? There's 3 minutes left in the game. If I don't give up any 3s, I'll probably win the game. And I know that. So go ahead. Take your 2. Take your 2. Go ahead. One of the flukiest steals I have seen in my history of 2K was right here. I can't even take credit for this. Watch Ben. I don't click onto Ben. I don't click onto him. That's not me. That's just the game. Now up 10. And really, here's the deal. I can really extend things. As long as I do not give up 3s, I'll win the game. That's the way I was looking at the game right now. If I don't give up 3s, he's probably not even going to score 8 more points in the game the way defense has been all game long. Probably should have just shot that with Kareem. And instead, I go straight to the rim, get a showtime. 2 minutes left. 64-54. And if you've played 2K at all this year, you've seen competitive MyTEAM games, you're not going to see games like this. But it's the little things defensively. Watch my Yao Ming right here. If I don't make this slight movement with Yao Ming, this is a green for Bobo. He hesitated because he saw me click onto Yao, and sometimes that's all it takes. Little bit of hesitation here, little bit of hesitation there. My goal is to make it uncomfortable for my opponent. Not necessarily, look at the fake animation, but it's not necessarily that I'm making it or playing the best, suffocating defense. I'm just making my opponent uncomfortable. That's really my main goal. Here, another defensive possession. I predict the tween right there, and we're headed the other way for 2 points. He played good defense, got a steal. Here's another opportunity for him. Every time he had an opportunity, we shut it down. Sat on that right there. Yao gets a showtime slam. Another possession right here. Good bump steal. Don't get it? That's fine. You just got to keep playing defense. Kareem gets a 15%. And that's really it. I mean, at this point of the game, it was really over. 66-56. And I don't know if anybody else scored. I'm pretty sure that's what the game ended up. 56-66. If you look at the turnovers, I forced 10 turnovers. The rebounding battle was pretty similar. I had 4 blocks, he had 0 blocks. And blocks oftentimes swing the game. But another thing to look at, he only shot 11 threes. And that's fine. I'll live with that. Less than 33% of his shots came from the 3-point line. And that's something that I definitely try to focus on. So, told you the time of possession was going to be skewed. Basically 12 minutes to 8 minutes, but time of possession is not a very important stat in the game. So I did winning this game, and I did win the finals to secure the $500 Players Lounge tourney. But this video was for you guys on defense. I try to help you guys out defensively with the X switch, with the double teams, with the rotations. All of it's just going to take time. Now, what I will say is if you start using the X switch, it's going to take you a long time to get used to what your guys do with it. Sometimes they won't always do what you want to, and that's part of it. But if you defend a 5-out, the X switch is about the only defense you have to try to defend net. It's just the way it is. I allowed 14 points on average a quarter in this game against So, and that's going to win you most games. But that is going to wrap it up for the video today, guys. I hope you guys did enjoy it. Drop a like on the video, subscribe if you are new, and as always, man, I love you guys, and have a blessed day.